Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCal Sabre. You ready for some season ticket baseball? This is the 1955 tournament. This is the championship series, game number 3 in the best of 7. We had just we want the first 2 games were played in the Polo Grounds in New York, and Detroit won both of them on the road. They are back in Detroit now for games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary. And as you can see, Detroit won 8-5, and then they killed 13-5 in the last game. Okay, so on the mound today for Detroit is Frank Larry. And here comes Al Dark to the plate. And we got this ball game going. 5-1-2. So we're looking at the pitcher's card. 5-1-2. That's a ground ball down the first, picked up, fired over one. Down the pitcher fires it over to first. And that is one of them. Dusty Rhodes playing left field today for the Giants. We got 171. 171, and there's a bloop single in the right. Giants know they cannot afford to go down 3 games to none. Willie Mays been pretty quiet there in the series so far. 672, and they're not the home team, so we're going to go up here to the chart, look for 672. And that's a wild pitch, folks. And runner goes down with second. Still pitching to Mays. 302. 302 struck him out. What am I doing? I got the wrong. What did you just do here, Bill? You picked up Frank Larry. Okay. Okay, so we just rolled 302 on Willie, struck him out. And Hank Thompson, the third baseman, batting cleanup today. Runner on second, 2 out. But love to get that guy in right off the bat. 572. They're looking at the left fielder. That's Monte Irvin. Nope. What am I doing? Let's get together here. 572. The left fielder is Jim Delsing. 572, and that's just a fly out to left. That's 3. One hit, no runs, and one stranded. Okay, on the mound today for the Giants is Johnny Antonelli. Johnny was 14-16 during the regular season with an ERA of 3.33. And here comes Harvey Keene, the leadoff for the Tigers. 301. 301 struck him out. Fred Hatfield playing second base. 332. There's a base hit. He beats out an infield, a little dribbler down to third. Hatfield beats it out. K-line. 335. 335. And there's another infield hit. Wow, what's going on here, folks? The infield, they're playing way too deep. Tigers are taking advantage of it, too. Here comes Ray Boone, the cleanup man. They said, let's break this game open early here. 265. That makes it, he's versus a, yeah, 265. He's a righty. Makes it a 555. So we're checking the third baseman, which is Hank Thompson. We're going looking for 555, 555, and that's a ground ball. There's a runner on. He's going 5-3. The runners are going to advance. 2 down, and that brings up Bill Tuttle. 2 runners in scoring position. Antonelli sweating a little bit out there on the mound right now. 146. And it's a little ground ball out, then Antonelli picks it up, tosses it over to first. And they are out of there also. 2-0-2. Okay. Frank Larry back out there. Top of the second here, folks. And Monte Irvin. He's playing right field today. Dusty Rhodes is at left. 570. We're looking at their left fielder. This is Delsing again. 573. 573, and there's a fly out the left. Whitey Lockman. 276. 276 right here, and that's a ground ball down the third. Picked up, fired over. 2 down. Here's Davey Williams getting the play today. One of the guys that are in for the giving some rest to the other guy. 382. And there's a pop out to third. First. 0-0-0. Okay, Antonelli back out there. Earl Torgerson coming to the plate. Earl had a nice game in the last game. This fight got to start again. I think he had 3 hits. 349. There's another infield hit. Wow, they got this thing going. His infield hits again. Wow, that's the 3rd one. All 3 hits have been infield hits. Manager's going, come on, guys, pay attention. The Giants manager's not liking what he's seeing out there in his defense. It's Jim Delsing. 350. And there's a fly out the left. And Frank House. 268. And he's going against the lefty right here, so it's a fly out the right. Right here, the deep one, and here comes the pitcher up. 252. 252, and he bats right. And that's a base hit by the pitcher. Huh. And 1 base. Okay, first and second, top of the order, Harvey King. This is the 2nd time the guys had 2nd inning in a row. They got 2 guys on there. Couldn't get them in last time. 511. Looking at the pitcher's card. 511. That's just another dribbler out the mound. Picks it up. Squashes that threat. Tigers have already stranded 4. Top of the 3rd. Frank Larry to face the catcher, Ray Cott, getting the play today. 105. 105 makes it a 305. 305 struck him out. And here comes Johnny Antonelli, the pitcher. 474. So we're going to be looking at his I rating his I rating is a 3. So we're going to be looking in this 3 column. I always re-roll them. 127. Probably couldn't have done that. And here is Eldar. 405. There's a ground ball to short. Picks it up, fires it over, and another top of the third is done. Antonelli. Hatfield got on one of those infield hits in the first inning. 699 plus 5 is 704. 704, and he's going deep to center. Okay, he's going deep to center, but there's no pluses or anything on these things here. I don't believe. Let's check the other side to make just a double check. Nope, everything wind's calm, the temperature's fine. We're going to deep to center. He has a power of 4. And we're going to add it to the blue and the white. So that makes it a 13. The center, 13 to center, and that's just a long fly out. Okay, line. 592. They're looking at the right fielder, and that right fielder is Monte Irvin. 5. Okay, so he's playing right. So I got to look at the right field, the range. The blue die is lower. Okay, so the blue die is lower, so that's just a fly out to right. And Ray Boone. 236. Ground ball to second, picks it up, fires it over. Detroit goes down. This time without a hit. Pitchers are in control right now. Top of the fourth, Larry to face Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes singled his first time. 499. 499 against a righty. Struck him out. Wow. Willie Mays. 395. 395. Goodbye. Willie finally gets a hold of one and puts it into the seats, folks, for a solo shot. The Giants are up 1-0. Willie. What a. Here comes Hank Thompson. He's got plenty of power, too. 105. 105 makes it a 305. 305 struck him out. And Monte Irvin flew out to left his first time up. 581. We're looking at the center fielder, and that's Bill Tuttle. 581. 581, and that's a fly out to center. Look. One hit, one run, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the fourth. Antonelli here to face Bill Tuttle. 613, 618, 618, and that is a fly out to second, a high fly out to second. Earl Torgerson. Torgerson singled his first time up. Having a good series so far. 368. And that's a fly out to, we'll make it a pop out to the third baseman. And Jim Delsing. 554, third baseman, that's Thompson. 554, 554, that's a ground ball on the third, picked up, fired it over, and they are out of there. Okay. Top of the fifth. Frank Larry to face Whitey Lockman. $371. That's a pop out to third. David Williams. He popped out the first time. 542. We're looking at the second baseman, Freddie Hatfield. Okay. 545. 545. That's just the ground ball. The second. That's 2 down. And Ray Cobb. 400 right on the nose versus a righty. Struck him out. 0-0-0. And we are going to the bottom of the fifth. We're doing on stamina. There's sixes and fives. This guy, Tantanel, he'll be subject to stamina, but he hasn't let up a run, so he won't be yet. I don't believe we're going to double check on that. Frank House. Bottom of the fifth. 137. 337. And it's a fly out to the left. Frank Larry to the plate. 646 makes it a 651. 651. That's a ground ball to second. Fired it up over to first. 2 down. And Harvey Keene. Harvey's 0 for 2 so far today. 690, 695, that makes it 695, and he draws the walk. And Fred Hatfield, 1 for 2. 612, 617. And that's a pop out the second. Okay. No hits, no runs, and stranded 1. We are going to the top of the sixth. Frankie. Okay, we got Larry here. Raising the pitcher. 236. That's going to be up here. 2, 3, 6. That's a ground ball to second. Eldark. 122. Ground ball to second. And Dusty Rhodes, 1 for 2. 210. Makes it a 410. The 410, he draws the walk. Here's Willie. Put one in the seats last time. Giants fans are happy to see that happen. If Willie's waking up. 143. 143, and there is. Nope. He draws the walk. First and second. They're threatening. Hank Thompson, the cleanup hitter, coming to the plate. 185, 185, and that's a bloop single. I think this would be 2 bases. Timeout. That is a bloop single. And this guy is going to score, and he's going over to third. And Thompson holding up at first. But they got another run. 2-1. And Monte Irvin. 450. That's a ground ball to third. That's 3 outs. They had 1 hit. They scored 1. They stranded 2. 2-0. Bottom of the 6th, folks. I got to check on the stamina on this guy. Okay. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. He's at a fatigue of 5. He's eligible for stamina now. Now, any base runner that gets on, except for an error, I'll be giving him Antonelli an X, which will mean 10, add 10 to the uh, the chart up on the top. Okay, so here we go. Antonelli facing the LK line here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitching a good one so far, folks. 222. Ground ball to short. K line can't beat that one out. And there is 1 out. Rabin. Oh, we got a rare play, 504. So we got the rare play chart. Let's roll on it and I'll read it to you. 235. It's a 4-3 and an injury. The batter grounds out 4-3. Runners advance 1 base. Batter suffers a running injury. I'm not playing injuries, and so it's just going to be 4-3. And here comes Bill Tuttle with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 401. 401. He draws the walk. Earl Torgerson. Earl's 1 for 2. 201. Makes it a 401. 401, and he draws the walk. It's up. Oh, Antonelli's got 2 of those now. That's what makes that. I get the 3 I normally pull, guys. Because that's going to be 20 under that chart up there if they roll a 6 or higher. Okay, here's Jim Delsing. 298. Okay, he is going deep versus a lefty. 298 is going deep to right. Delsing's power is a 5. 2 runners on. And 12 is 17 deep to right. 17, and that baby is gone. The Tigers are back up 3-2. Wow. Here comes Ray Cott. They're going to get Antonelli through this inning anyway. They want to try. 254. 254. Vences a lefty. That's a ground ball at first. 3-1. But they had 1 hit. They scored 3 runs. They stranded nobody. It is now 3-2, folks. Antonelli won't be coming back out again. On to the top of the 7th. Frank Larry's in for stamina now also. And here comes Whitey Lockman to the plate. 300 right in the nose. Struck him out. Davy Williams. 239. Ground ball to second. 4-3. Yeah. And Ray Cott. 590. We're looking at the right fielder. That is Al Kaline. 592. 592 is just a fly out to right, and that is 3. And they're going to let Antonelli come out because he'll be the first batter when they go back in. 0, 0, 0. And we are going to The bottom of the seventh. And Frank Larry. They're going to let Frank play. He doesn't have any of that. Frank Larry is hitting. He doesn't have anything down there yet. Okay. 298. Frank Larry is going deep, folks. Oh, yeah, he's going deep against a lefty. Frank Larry's power is a 1. And where's he going deep against the lefty? He's going deep to right. And he gets 10, so that's going to be an 11. And 11, that's just a long fly out to right. Fans got excited there, folks, as Larry hit that ball pretty well for him. Okay, here comes Harvey Keene. $5.91. The right fielder, that's Monte Irvin. We're looking at the right fielder's range is 1. It's below it, so he makes the catch. And Fred Hatfield. 559 plus 5 is 5. Oh no, 5. We're looking at the third baseman. What am I thinking of? That's Hank Thompson. 559, 559, and that's E5. Runner on third first. We don't give them access for the air guys on the air. There comes K-Line. In fact, he's got 3 because of that home run. Okay, they're just trying to get him through the inning. Okay, and here is K-Line. 562. Shortstop. Held hard. 562. 562 is a ground out to short. 6-3. Okay, they got no hits, no runs, and 1 stranded. And they call the bet Antonelli in back for a pinch hitter. Right, top of the 8th, Don Mueller up to pinch hit for Antonelli. And here they go. 523. We're looking at the catcher. .523. He frames it, strikes him out. And here comes the top of the order, Al Dark. 115. 1-1 makes it a 3-1-5. 3-1-5, and that's a fly out the right. And Dusty Rhodes. 375. And it's a Garoppolo second. Frank's still pitching the doozy so far here. Okay, 0-0. Stranded. We are going to the bottom of the 8th in a 3-2 game. Another dandy. Here we got Raymond Mazant on the mound for the Giants. In the 8th, to face Ray Boone. Okay. 222. 222 versus a righty. No, 222 versus a righty. 222 versus the righty. Struck him out. Here comes Bill Tuttle. 402. 402. And Tuttle draws the walk. Torgerson. Ferguson is 1 for 2 plus a walk. 381. And that's a two base error. Oh, 381. Oh, that's a 363 DP. They helped him out there. Okay. 0-0-0. We're going to the top of the ninth, folks, in a 3-2 game. The Giants feeling pretty bad right now. Frank Larry's still on the mound. He hasn't got any of that. He's still going the distance. And we're in the ninth. And Willie Mays is coming to the plate. Plenty of power to come in here to this inning. And him and Thompson, neither one of them can tie this game up. 386. 386. Oh, that's a base hit. Almost got underneath it. That's a base hit for Mays. So they're not giving up here. Here comes another power man, Hank Thompson. Then that gives him one of these. Okay. Uh-oh. 665 down. This is where this comes into play. 665 plus that is 675 at 10. And that is a blue single, but station to station. Yeah. Detroit's called timeout. I got to get somebody in for Larry. Okay, Tigers have their closer, Rip Coleman, on the mound. Runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top of the ninth. Giants trying to stay alive here. Monte Irvin, 295, 295, 295, right here. And he's facing a righty. Wait a minute. He's facing a righty. Yeah, 295. That's a fly out to right. One down. Whitey Lockman. Lots of power here also, folks. Good power here. 197. 197. And there we got a bloop double. All right, with less than 2 outs. I think everybody's going to go 2 bases. So Lockman has double in the tying run. And we are going, they only still got 1 out, and they got runners now on second and third for Davy Williams. Davy is 0 for 3 this game. Coleman's got himself a blown save for this game. 274. 274 versus the righty. That's a fly out to right. It wasn't deep enough for them to try to score there. So here comes Cat. .163. 163. He draws the walk. The bases are loaded. Here comes a pinch hitter, folks. Okay, the bases are loaded, 2 outs. It's a tie game. It's the top of the ninth. Bobby Hoffman coming to the plate to pinch hit for Monzanta pitcher. 305. 305. He struck him out. But they got the all important 1 run. I mean, no, those number hits anyway. 1, 2, 3 hits. 1 run. They stranded 3. We are going to the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the ninth. Paul Giel on the mound for the Giants here. Jim Delsing, first batter in the bottom of the ninth. He hit a 3-run blast his last time up. 390. 390. And that's a pop out to third. And that brings up Frank House. 598 plus 5. Yeah, because he doesn't have any. Plus 5 makes it 603. 603 struck him out. And the Tigers are sending up a pinch hitter. Okay, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. And the pinch hitter is Charlie Maxwell. 270. And he's facing a lefty. No, he's facing a righty. So it makes it a 550. So we're looking at the third baseman. 550, round out the third, and that is 3. Zero, zero, zero. We're going to extra innings. Hey, Dick Marlowe on the mound for the Detroit here in the top of the 10th. Al Dark, the top of the order, leading off. $200 right on the button, makes it a 400, makes it a 4, and he draws the walk. Here comes Dusty Rhodes. Dusty is 1-for-3 plus a walk in the game. Beat out an infield single the first time. 661. There on the top. 661, and that's a fielder's choice. 5-4. So he's going to be out. And here comes Willie. Single and scored his last time up. He got 2 hits this game, 3 hits this game. No, 2 hits. 130. Makes it 330. And then there's a fly out the right. And here comes Hank Thompson. Detroit fans on the edge of their seats. Sorry, all of the fans back in New York. 686 plus 5 for Hank Thompson. And it makes it a 691. And he draws the walk. No, this is done. They don't get the 5, so it is 686. 686. That's a base hit. 2 runs. That was going to go 2 bases on that one, I believe. Okay, here comes Monte Irvin. Go ahead, runners out there on third right now. 2 outs. Runners on the corner. 105. Makes it a 305. Makes it a struck him out. All right. They had 1 hit. Gordon on stranded 2. Okay, we're going to the bottom of the 10th. Paul Giel back out there. If he's a salmon the 2, this is his second inning. So he doesn't have to face any of that stuff yet. And leading off is the top of the order, Harvey Keene. 242. 242, ground ball to short, picked up, fired over, and that is 1 out. Freddie Hatfield. 583 makes it a 588 because they get the 680. No, wait a minute. What am I doing? 580. We're checking the center fielder. That's Willie Mays. I'm sure that's going to be an out, but we'll see. Going to double verify it. 583. 583 is a fly out at the center. And the LK line. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th. 226. 226 versus a righty. Struck him out. We're going to the 11th, folks. 11th. Dick Marlowe's on the mound for his second inning of work. Whitey Lockman leading off here. 130. 130 makes it a 330. 330. And that's another infield hit for these guys. Wow. Comes David Williams. They're going to try to bunt, I think. And they got the bunt signal out there for Davy Williams. We're going to roll the dice. He's a bunt 4. We're going to add up all 3 of these. So that's 10. It'll be 27. 27 plus. The batter is out if these three 23 is greater than 10 plus the batter's speed. Yeah, the batter's speed is 3. Yeah, so it's a good sacrifice bunt. And here comes Ray Cott. I've already called the pitcher back because they'll be having a pinch hitter. 339. Wow, 6-4. This guy's going to hold. So we're going 6-3. And this is going to be a pinch hitter. The pinch hitter came in, flew out to center, so that's the end of the 11th. Here we go, bottom of the 11th. Ray Boone at the plate. Wendy McCall is now on the mound for the Giants. Guys are wasting their bullpens up for the series. 4-0-3. He draws the walk. Bill Tuttle. 364. 364, and that's a double play. 5-6-3. And Ferguson. 229. 229 ground out the short. And they are out of there. Going to the top of the 12th. Tigers are going to be sending out a new pitcher. Okay, here we go. Al Dark leading off for the Giants here in the top of the 12th. Al Arbor on the mound for the Tigers. And also got a stamina of 2. 671. That's just a wild pitch. Nothing happening. Nobody on base. Got away from the catcher. 325. There's an infield hit. And boy, the infield hits with these guys today. That's like 4 of them, I think. Okay. Lead run on first. Dusty Rhodes. There ain't going to be no bunting in this part of the order. 389. 389. That's a fly out the left. That plus is not going to mean nothing. And Willie May. Can it be a hero again? 118. 318. Struck Willie out. And Monte Irvin. Oh, Hank Thompson. Cards are out of order here, folks. And it's Hank Thompson. $6.44. Deary don't get nothing. You fly out to center. All right. 1 hit, no runs, and stranded 1. Okay, on the 12th, leading off is Jim Delsing, the left fielder, facing Wendy McCall's in the 2nd inning of work here, I believe. 671 makes it a 676. 676, 676, 676. And there's a bloop single in the left for Delsing. Here comes Frank House. Tigers want to put this game away here. They already got a pinch hitter they're looking for. Right, Aber. 337. Fly out to the left. Okay, Aber's been called back for a pinch hitter. Here, 1 on, 1 out. The pitch hitter is Ferris Fane. Here in the bottom of the 12th. 308. Struck him out. Top of the order, Harvey Keene. 234. Ground ball to short, 6-3, and they are out of the inning. 1 hit, no runs, and stranded 1. Top of the 13th, Van Fletcher on the mound for the Tigers. Monte Irvin leading off here for the Giants. 373, and that's a ground ball to third. 5-3, 1 out. Whitey Lockman. I think it was last time, right? 508. That's going to be a rare play, I believe. I just rolled them for the rare play. 171. It's a hit by pitch. This has already been a hit by pitch in the game that triggers a brawl, but it doesn't. We got a hit by pitch, and they got a runner on. And Whitey Lockman takes one for the team. And here comes Davey Williams. 1 on, 1 out. Everybody's getting runners on it. Just can't get this winning runner, tying runner in. 5-1-4. 5-1-4. And that's a 1-3, and he's going to advance. Okay, go ahead, run out there on first for Ray Cott. We're out there on second for Ray Cott. 215. That's a ground ball to short, 6-3. 0-0 and stranded 1. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the bottom of the 13th. And Wendy McCall back out there on the mound for the Giants for his second inning of work. He has a stamina of 2. And here's Fred Hatfield, top or the bottom of the 13th, folks. 393. 393 right there. Wait a minute. 393. And that's a pop out to third. K-line. 424. Ground ball to short. He is out of there. And my Wendy McCall go again. 369 for Ray Boone. That's a base hit for Ray. Here comes Bill Tuttle with 2 outs. 281. 281. He's facing a lefty. 281. He's going deep to center. He's got a power of 5. Could this be? Power of 5 and 18. That's 23. That baby is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Bill Tuttle. I'll be right back. Tigers go up 5-3. And on that roll there, I've asked before, but nobody's ever came back and told me yes or no on it because I can't find it. I thought I had read it one place, but I cannot find it. The 0 in season ticket, is that a 0 or is that a 10? I have been playing it as a 10 for quite a while here. So let me know if I'm doing that wrong or doing it right. Okay. Anyway, Tigers now up in this championship series, 3-0 as they win it in the bottom of the 13th on a walk-off home run by Bill Tuttle. Van Fletcher gets the win in relief, and Wendy McCall got the loss in relief for the Giants. So that was another doozy. SoCal Saber saying thank you for stopping by. Take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other and stay safe.